You might be surprised to learn that by the time you hit 80, you've likely lost half of your muscle mass compared to when you were younger. This loss, known as sarcopenia, is a condition that affects millions of older adults, robbing them of their independence. It impacts over 50 million seniors in the U.S. alone. In fact, each year, weak muscles are responsible for over 300,000 older adults being hospitalized due to falls. Now, here's the shocking part. Recent research published in the Journal of Physiology challenges the idea that severe muscle loss is inevitable. With age, some people in their 70s have the strength, energy, and even the look of someone much younger, while most of their peers struggle with basic tasks like getting out of a chair or climbing stairs. These individuals maintain their independence well into their 90s, and they regularly outperform those half their age in strength tests. They're not just surviving, they're thriving, climbing mountains, and still participating in sports. So, what's their secret? You might be surprised to hear that 93% of seniors don't know about the habits that can significantly slow down or even reverse age-related muscle loss. But there's hope. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic have uncovered these game-changing habits, even though most doctors don't mention them to their elderly patients. In fact, some of the advice doctors give about aging and muscle health goes against what science says is important for preserving strength. As we get older, Harvard Medical School's research has shown that there's one crucial habit that many seniors aren't doing correctly, and it's actually speeding up muscle loss. Fixing this one mistake could be the key to staying independent in your later years. So before we dive into details, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more health insights. And don't forget to comment below and let us know where you're watching from. All right, let's get started. The first habit you need to know about is hormetic stress. It may sound strange, but one of the habits of strong 80-year-olds is deliberately exposing themselves to what's called hormetic stress, a specific type of stress that actually helps rather than harms the body. Hormesis refers to the idea that substances that are toxic at high doses can be beneficial in small amounts. In simple terms, what doesn't kill you literally can make you stronger, especially when it comes to muscle growth. Research from the Buck Institute for Research in Aging shows that brief, controlled exposure to certain stressors can trigger your cells to activate defense mechanisms. These mechanisms not only protect your muscles, but can actually help them grow and function better, even as you age. Let's dive into the science behind what keeps superagers going strong well into their 80s and beyond. Believe it or not, one of the key strategies they use is exposing their bodies to temperature changes. Yes, you heard that right. By utilizing temperature shifts as a hormetic stressor, they activate brown fat, boost mitochondrial biogenesis, and trigger the release of adiponectin, a hormone that plays a vital role in protecting muscle tissue from breaking down. How do they do it? It's simpler than you might think. Short bursts of cold, like finishing a shower with a quick 30 to 60-second cold rinse or taking a cold plunge, are all it takes to reap the benefits. But that's not all. Heat can also do wonders. Saunas and hot tubs work similarly by activating heat shock proteins that protect and repair muscle cells. And get this, a Finnish study found that those who use saunas regularly, about 4 to 7 times a week, experienced a whopping 40% less muscle loss over a decade compared to those who didn't. Now, let's talk about the second hormetic stressor, intermittent fasting. Superagers know that restricting their eating window to just 8 to 10 hours a day without triggering weight loss can help boost muscle quality and encourage a cellular cleanup process called autophagy. By doing this, they enhance mitochondrial activity in their muscles by up to 10% in just 12 weeks. Talk about an age-defying technique. But there's more. Superagers also incorporate a third hormetic stressor, muscle contractions. Researchers from the Salk Institute found that intense, brief muscle contractions, like overcoming isometric exercises, pushing or pulling stationary objects as hard as possible for 5 to 10 seconds, can keep muscles strong and active without overloading the joints. It's not about doing endless reps. It's about doing a few powerful ones. The secret to all of this, it's not about going all in at once. These stresses need to be short, effective, and followed by plenty of recovery time. When done right, these controlled stressors activate longevity genes that help maintain muscle mass as we age. The goal is to ease into these habits gradually and build your tolerance. You don't want to push your body too hard, too fast. The key here is gentle, supportive stress, not overwhelming your system. Next, let's talk about protein timing habit number 6. For older adults, it's not just about how much protein they eat, but when they eat it. As we age, our muscles become less efficient at using protein. This phenomenon is known as anabolic resistance. But here's the kicker: instead of loading up on protein in one sitting, the Journal of Nutrition suggests that spreading it out throughout the day is much more effective. Why? Because about 3 to 4 hours after each meal, there's a special window when protein synthesis is most active in your muscles. So, rather than eating it all in one go, pacing your protein intake will keep those muscles in peak condition longer. By incorporating these strategies into your daily routine, you'll be on your way to healthier aging and muscle maintenance. Keep pushing yourself, but do it in a way that encourages recovery and strength. Your future self will thank you. A lot of older adults make the mistake of loading up on protein at dinner, but this approach doesn't provide the body with enough protein throughout the day to build muscle effectively. The best strategy? Spread out your protein intake evenly throughout the day, aiming for 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at each meal. So instead of just having cereal or toast for breakfast, try options like eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie. For lunch and dinner, keep this protein trend going with lean meats, fish, dairy, or plant-based sources like lentils and beans. Research shows that eating smaller amounts of protein at multiple meals, rather than in fewer large doses, can boost muscle protein synthesis by up to 25%. In a 12-week study from the University of Texas, participants who spread their protein intake throughout the day gained an average of 1.2 pounds of muscle without changing anything else about their lifestyle. So, if you're looking to build muscle or simply avoid losing it, it's not just about eating protein. The timing of your meals matters too. Now, let's talk about habit number 5, optimizing your vitamin D levels. Did you know that over 80% of older adults are deficient in this crucial muscle vitamin? Vitamin D deficiency is often a silent strength killer among seniors. And here's why. While vitamin D is essential for bone health, it's also critical for muscle function, Harvard researchers discovered that vitamin D activates genes responsible for muscle development and synthesis. A groundbreaking study published in JAMA Internal Medicine revealed that seniors with optimal vitamin D levels had 25% more muscle strength compared to those who were deficient. Plus, they showed significant improvements in reaction time, coordination, and balance, key factors in preventing falls. Vitamin D deficiency is generally defined as levels below 20 nanograms per milliliter. On the other hand, superagers, those who seem to defy the aging process, typically have levels above 40 nanograms per milliliter. So, what's the best way to ensure you're getting enough vitamin D? While sunlight is a great natural source, it's less effective as we age. From ages 20 to 65, our skin's ability to produce vitamin D decreases by about 50% when exposed to the sun. The average recommended daily intake of 600 international units IU just doesn't cut it, especially for older adults. Studies suggest that most seniors need between 2,000 and 4,000 IU per day to reach optimal levels, though this should be adjusted based on individual blood tests. Make sure you're getting the right amount of vitamin D to support your muscle health and overall well-being. Let's talk about vitamin D. This powerhouse nutrient is essential for keeping your muscles healthy as you age. To boost your vitamin D levels, focus on foods that are rich in it, like fatty fish, egg yolks, and dairy products that have been fortified with vitamin D. If you can, try to get outside for 15 to 20 minutes of direct sunlight around midday. That sunlight exposure can help your body produce its own vitamin D naturally. But here's a heads up. Vitamin Q plays a key role in how your body uses vitamin D found in fermented foods and certain animal products. Vitamin Q2 helps calcium reach the bones rather than building up in your arteries. Without enough vitamin Q, taking high doses of vitamin D could lead to calcium buildup in the arteries, which could be harmful. This little-known vitamin interaction is crucial for maintaining good health. As you age, want to know exactly how much vitamin D you need? A simple blood test from your doctor can give you the answer. To avoid muscle loss, it's a good idea to keep your vitamin D levels above 40 ng/ml. Now, let's move on to rule number 4, managing inflammation every day. So, what do older adults who stay strong and healthy have in common? Surprisingly, they tend to have lower levels of inflammation. Researchers are calling this issue inflammaging, which is chronic, low-grade inflammation that gradually accelerates muscle loss as we age. This silent inflammation process breaks down muscle protein faster than your body can replace it, leading to weaker muscles. And it doesn't stop there. This inflammation also messes with the signals that should help your muscles grow in response to exercise and protein intake. A groundbreaking study from Tufts University found that seniors with the highest levels of inflammation lost muscle mass 3 times faster than those with the lowest levels. So, how do superagers keep inflammation at bay? First, they prioritize quality sleep. They go to bed at the same time every night and make sure their rooms are completely dark. Sleep deprivation increases inflammatory markers by as much as 40%, speeding up muscle atrophy. Another key factor is gut health. As we age, the gut flora or bacteria can change, and this shift can contribute to inflammation throughout the body. That's why superagers often eat a variety of plant-based foods. aiming for at least 30 different types each week. They also include fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, and sauerkraut in their diets, which are packed with probiotics and fiber. These foods help keep their digestive systems and immune responses in check, ultimately keeping inflammation under control. So, if you want to keep your muscles strong and fight off the effects of aging, focus on controlling inflammation, getting enough sleep, and maintaining a healthy gut with the right foods. These small changes can make a big difference in how you age and how your muscles respond to exercise and nutrition. When it comes to staying fit and healthy, superagers know that intensity is key, but they also understand the importance of moderation. While regular movement is vital, older adults should avoid pushing themselves too hard during workouts, as intense exercise can increase inflammation in the body. Instead, most superagers stick to moderate exercises most days of the week, sprinkling in some high-intensity intervals just once or twice a week for that extra boost. It's all about balance. But it's not just about exercise. What they eat matters too. Superagers consistently incorporate anti-inflammatory foods and supplements into their diets. They're getting around 2 to 3 grams of omega-3 fatty acids daily, whether through fatty fish or supplements. They also add curcumin found in turmeric, polyphenol-rich foods like colorful berries, green tea, and extra virgin olive oil into their meals. These foods aren't just tasty, they help fight inflammation. In fact, research from the University of California found that age-related changes in gut bacteria can increase inflammatory markers by up to 29% in just 12 weeks. To keep track of inflammation levels, an easy blood test called high-sensitivity C-reactive protein, HSCRP, can be helpful. While the average senior has levels 3 to 5 times higher than ideal, superagers often keep theirs below 1.0 mg per liter. Keeping inflammation in check is one of their secrets to aging well. Now, let's talk about another key principle for superagers: taking specific vitamins every day. While most diets focus on macronutrients like protein, carbs, and fats, superagers know that micronutrients play a huge role in supporting muscle health and protein synthesis. These essential vitamins and minerals help your body use the protein you consume, and without them, no amount of exercise will stop muscle loss. One nutrient that gets a lot of attention from superagers is magnesium. Often called the forgotten electrolyte, magnesium is crucial for over 300 enzymatic reactions that support muscle function. Yet, over 70% of older adults are magnesium deficient. A 2021 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that seniors with adequate magnesium levels had 30% stronger grips and much better physical performance than those with even slightly low levels. Superagers often supplement with magnesium in forms that are easily absorbed by the body, like glycinate or threonate, and they eat magnesium-rich foods every day. Think dark leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and even dark chocolate. Next on the list is creatine. This isn't just for bodybuilders. It's a powerful supplement for older adults, too. Research from McMaster University in 2015 found that supplementing with creatine combined with strength training significantly improved muscle mass, strength, and cognitive function in older adults. Taking just 3 to 5 grams of creatine daily helps improve muscle energy production and water content in muscle cells, creating an environment for muscle growth. Finally, don't forget about methylated B12, a B vitamin that often gets overlooked. This vitamin is essential for maintaining energy levels and cognitive health. Superagers make sure they're getting enough B12 to support their muscles and brains. In summary, superagers take a comprehensive approach to aging well. They focus on balanced exercise, anti-inflammatory foods, and micronutrients like magnesium, creatine, and B12 to help keep their muscles strong and their bodies healthy. It's not just about what you do, it's about how you do it and what you put into your body every day. As we get older, our stomachs produce less acid, which makes it harder for our bodies to absorb vital nutrients like vitamin B12. To make matters worse, commonly prescribed medications like proton pump inhibitors and metformin can significantly deplete this essential vitamin. When your B12 levels drop, it doesn't just affect your overall energy, it also impacts brain function and muscle performance. Superagers who seem to defy the typical aging process know that the active form of vitamin B12 methylcobalamin is far superior to the cheaper, less effective form of cyanocobalamin found in many multivitamins. But it doesn't stop there. Key minerals like zinc, selenium, and chromium play a crucial role in helping your body use protein efficiently and in maintaining insulin sensitivity. These minerals are also essential for ensuring that nutrients are effectively transported to muscle tissue. Research has shown that having the right levels of these trace minerals can lead to a 22% improvement in muscle mass retention over 5 years. A study from Tufts University revealed that micronutrient testing can help superagers identify their unique nutritional gaps, allowing them to take targeted supplements rather than relying on a generic multivitamin. By customizing their approach based on their individual needs, superagers can save money and avoid unnecessary supplements. Next, let's talk about habit number 2, preserving your neuromuscular connections. Did you know that muscle loss affects more than just the muscle fibers themselves? When muscles start to shrink, the real problem often lies in the connection between your muscles and your nervous system. Think of neuromuscular junctions, like the electrical outlets that power your muscles. As we age, these connections deteriorate much faster, especially after 60, and no amount of protein or exercise will help if the signals from your brain can't reach your muscles. New research from the University of Michigan found that superagers have significantly stronger neuromuscular connections than the average senior. Even more exciting, researchers have pinpointed specific behaviors that can help preserve or even rebuild these connections. One key method is engaging in exercises that require precise movements and coordination. Studies have shown that activities like Tai Chi, dancing, tennis, or even ping pong can be incredibly effective at strengthening brain to muscle pathways. These exercises challenge your nervous system to activate muscle fibers in specific patterns, which helps maintain the crucial link between your brain and muscles. So, if you're looking to keep your muscles strong and responsive, consider adding some of these activities to your routine. It's not just about lifting weights, it's about keeping your brain in sync with your body. In 2020, researchers discovered that older adults who took part in activities requiring coordination just twice a week were able to preserve their neuromuscular connections 31% better than those who followed traditional exercise routines. Pretty impressive, right? But what really sets superagers apart isn't just the physical activity. It's the focus on the chemicals that promote neuromuscular health. For example, studies suggest that certain compounds like alpha-lipoic acid and acetyl L-carnitine can help protect the nerve-muscle connection from oxidative damage. And here's a cool fact. Certain forms of vitamin bone, like benfotiamine and huperzine found in Chinese club moss, can actually boost acetylcholine levels, which is the neurotransmitter responsible for activating muscles. Talk about an exciting find. But the neuromuscular benefits don't stop there. Superagers also use breathing techniques to stimulate the vagus nerve, which plays a key role in regulating neuromuscular transmission. A simple 5-minute daily practice of box breathing can increase muscle activation by as much as 15%. It's as easy as inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, and holding again for 4. Give it a try. Another fascinating discovery is the connection between mental activity and neuromuscular health. A groundbreaking study from Columbia University revealed that older adults who regularly engaged in mentally challenging activities had better muscle function. Since the brain and neuromuscular system share so many neural pathways, the researchers found that stimulating the brain directly benefited the muscles. So keeping your mind sharp is just as important for your muscles as any physical exercise. Superagers take advantage of these techniques to keep their neuromuscular connections strong well into their 80s and beyond, allowing them to recruit muscle fibers efficiently, even as they age. Now, let's talk about the first habit resistance training. If there's one thing that sets superagers apart, it's their commitment to resistance exercise that builds over time. Experts at Tufts University call this the most powerful anti-aging strategy available. It's all about consistent progressive resistance training, but not necessarily in the way most seniors do it. By following targeted resistance programs, superagers fight the natural process of muscle atrophy and keep their strength levels much higher than expected for their age. Here's the key takeaway. Muscles work on the use it or lose it principle. But there's an important exception. If you focus on resistance training that builds gradually, you can slow down muscle loss and even increase strength well into your later years. It's not about just lifting weights. It's about making smart, progressive choices that challenge your muscles in the right way. To keep your muscles in shape as you age, you've got to push them just a little further each time. If you're still sticking with the same light weights or casual activities like walking or water aerobics week after week, you're not doing enough to maintain muscle mass after 60. So, what's the secret to the superager's success? It's all about intensity, not duration. Here's the kicker. Research from McMaster University found that seniors who did just 2 weeks of high-intensity resistance training, pushing themselves to the point of muscle failure, saw more muscle growth than those who spent 5 weeks doing moderate exercises. The key is reaching that transient muscle failure, the point where you just can't do another rep with proper form. This intense push triggers protein synthesis in your muscles. And the best part, that muscle building process keeps working for up to 72 hours after your workout. But it's not just about pushing harder. It's about being smart with your movements. Superagers focus on compound exercises, movements that target multiple muscle groups at once. Instead of isolating muscles with exercises like bicep curls or leg extensions, they incorporate full body moves like squats, deadlifts, rows, and presses. These compound exercises create a much stronger hormonal response, giving you more bang for your buck when it comes to muscle growth. And of course, joint health and mobility are taken into account when adjusting these movements for older adults. Next up is progressive overload. This is where you gradually increase the difficulty of your workouts over time. Sticking to the same weights month after month leads to stagnation, but superurgers track their progress and keep pushing themselves to lift a little more or do a few more reps each session. This keeps the muscles challenged and continuously growing. Another important technique is focusing on the eccentric phase of each exercise, the part where you're lowering the weights. Slowing down this movement puts extra strain on the muscles while putting less pressure on the joints, making it an ideal strategy for seniors. And here's the best part. You don't even need to have tons of extra time for this method to work. A study from the University of Alabama showed that older adults who committed to a 12-week progressive resistance training program saw a 35% improvement in strength and added an average of 3.3 pounds of muscle. But that's not all. There were also improvements in cognitive function, bone density, and blood sugar control. This just goes to show that the right kind of exercise can benefit more than just your muscles. It can help keep your mind sharp and your body strong as you age. So, what's the most common mistake that many retirees make? Believe it or not, a lot of people avoid resistance training because they think it's too risky or outdated for them. The real danger, though, is skipping it altogether. Resistance training is key to preventing muscle loss, and without it, the risk of becoming frail, falling, and losing independence increases significantly. If you take away one thing from this video, let it be this: get into the habit of progressive resistance training. It doesn't matter if you're just starting out. Make sure to check with a trainer first to ensure you're doing things correctly. Then gradually work your way up to the intensity that suits your fitness level. The good news is just 2 30-minute sessions per week can do wonders for how you age. Now let's talk about the 7 habits backed by research that explain why some 80-year-olds stay strong and muscular. Pick one habit that you can start doing today, and over time, build up to the rest. Putting in the effort now to build your strength and independence will pay off big time in the future. Here's where I want to hear from you. Are you already doing any of these 7 habits? If so, which one surprised you the most? Do you know an older person who has exceptional strength for their age? Leave a comment below and let us know your thoughts and experiences. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching.